Hey, it's Steve from Minerva here, and today we're going to be talking about the ways that you can use and amend patterns that are primarily designed for women to expand the pattern options available to you when it comes to sewing menswear. It's no secret that there's a ton more women's wear patterns out there compared to the menswear offerings, and although that landscape is changing slowly but surely, thinking outside of the predefined genders on patterns can really increase your options and also help improve your sewing skills. We're going to look at 4 patterns today, and for each one I'll talk you through the amendments you might want to make, and then at the end of the video there'll also be some general tips on amending patterns for you. As usual, all of the patterns I'm going to talk about are available from us and are linked directly below this video for you. If you have a Minerva account, you can click and save them for later, but if you don't have an account just yet, it is free to sign up and you'll get that discount code on your next purchase. So without any delay, let's jump straight into it. First up, we have Vogue pattern 1620. This is a 3-item pattern including the jacket, top and trousers. In this video though, we're going to be focusing on the trousers. They're a loose-fitting trouser worn above the waist with a waist facing, front pleats, back darts and an invisible zip. The reason that I've picked this pattern is the flared leg and the high waist are really nice details and ones that would make a real statement piece once they've been amended. With regards to the amendments, for me, one of the most important things here is going to be looking at the current hip to waist ratio. Women's wear patterns are often designed with the hip a decent amount wider than the waist, whereas menswear trouser patterns tend to be straighter through this area. With this in mind, I would pick the pattern size based on the hip measurement and increase the measurement at the waist, grading it back in. The other important thing that you'll want to be checking is the rise, which will be on the front and the back pieces. With this, you want to be adding a bit of space at the bottom of the curve where the top of the leg meets the crotch. This will give you a bit of extra space, which you might be thankful for when it comes to wearing your trousers. The next pattern I want to talk about is the Balmain Tunic from Style Arc. It's a loose-fitting top with a deep V-neck with a cowl neck insert and the sleeve that extends into a saddle shoulder. I've chosen this pattern because I quite like the neckline and isn't something that you can get on many, if any, menswear patterns. As well as this, I love the way the sleeves are attached and gives an opportunity for some really interesting colour blocking. In terms of just making sure the garment fits, the big thing for me here would be increasing the armhole size a bit. In its current state, there's a decent chance that the underarm will sit quite high into the armpits, so we'd want to address that. You can do this by lengthening the armhole a bit and then also making the curve a little bit deeper so that the whole thing is wider. Just remember that any changes that you make to the armhole will need to be reflected in the sleeve piece as well. Other than that, I'd probably straighten out the body so it's a bit more of a boxy fit and also widen the sleeve width through to the cuffs, just so it maintains that loose fit throughout, but that is just a personal preference. The next pattern I'm going to talk about is Simplicity 8797. This is an oversized coat that is fully lined with a single button closure, side seam pockets, and it comes in 4 lengths. I absolutely love the look of this pattern. It's got a vintage feel to it with the classic lapels, and using a wool or a faux fur, you could make something that really stands out. The reason that I've chosen this pattern, except for it looking really cool, is due to its oversized fit, there's really no amendments that need to be made, and it's a perfect example of a pattern that's primarily aimed at a women's wear market that can very easily be used in menswear design. I recently used this pattern to make this coat. As you can see, it sits pretty well and I didn't have to make any changes to the pattern at all. That being said, if I could go back in time and make it again, I might increase the sleeve length an inch or so. As a side note, the fabric that I used for this coat is available from us, so I've linked that below this video for you as well. The final pattern we're looking at today is the Mimosa Poncho from I Am Patterns. It's a poncho with a wide rolled down collar and 2 welt pockets. The reason I've chosen this pattern is it's another example of a pattern that would be super easy to amend and is a perfect gender neutral choice. I love this poncho as well. The pockets are a really slick detail and the rolled neck adds a nice shape. There are no darts or sleeves to be worrying about here, but the one thing I would do is just amend the length of the poncho so that you don't end up with a poncho crop top. Women's wear patterns tend to be shorter finished garments to reflect the average height of the population, so it would be well worth adding a bit of additional height at the hem. In terms of general tips for amending patterns in this way, there are 3 things I just want to add in here. First up, invest some time in some practice runs. There's a much higher chance that there's going to be some trial and error, so make a practice, amend it if needed, and then make it again. Stick with it and you'll end up with a garment that's really one of a kind that you absolutely love. The second thing is that there really are no right or wrong answers. It's all about what you're trying to achieve, and everyone's aim is going to be different. Finally, take some time to work out the common amendments that you personally need to make to fit your body type. Everyone is going to be a bit different, but if you can nail them, it opens up a whole world of new possibilities for you when it comes to sewing. So that's it. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know if there's any patterns you're planning on amending in the comments below, and don't forget to post your makes to Minerva so that we can see what you've been making. As a quick reminder, all of the patterns that I've spoken about are available from us and are tagged just below this video for you. Thanks for watching and have a great day.